Hello everyone, Nick here. Welcome to my channel and thank you for clicking on today's shave. Before we get started, I wanted to talk about iRich Mousse. That's what I used on my last video. Um, yeah, I was wrong about that, and I'll tell you how I came to find that out. Um, Obviously, I had gotten my vintage razor back from being revamped from Razor Emporium, and well, you guys seen, I was so excited about getting that razor back that I just wanted to shoot a video and shave with it as soon as I could. I mean, I really didn't even have it in my hand for half an hour. It was under an hour, and I was in there shaving. I just grabbed a bunch of stuff, I threw it together, and the iRich Mousse from Sterling. I wasn't big on it. Like it wasn't screaming at me about how great the scent was or whatever. It wasn't until after I shaved with it and I was walking around the house and I'm doing tasks around the house or whatnot, and I kept getting hits of it, and I'm like, man, this is actually smells really good. I think I was wrong about what I said. I didn't say it was bad, but I didn't say like it was screaming at me. And after it off gassed or whatever on my face, and after I waited a while, I was like, this is really, really good. I did notice that it smelled good when I put the aftershave on, like the combination of the soap and the aftershave. I was like, oh, this actually smells really good. But I wasn't praising it, and it deserves praise. It's really good. I was like, was I really wrong about this? So I actually went back and I went to the Sterling Company and read about the soap, which I didn't do at first. So there was a little bit of misinformation on my part there. I usually do that when I have a soap. When I have a soap puck inside the container like this, I'll usually go to the website and I'll read about it, and then I'll get on Reddit or whatever, and I'll watch YouTube videos and I'll do my research. But like I said, I was in such a hurry to do a shave because I had received my vintage razor, my vintage Gillette razor, that I just slapped a bunch of stuff together. I ran in there and, excuse me, I did a video. Um, so I have iRich Mousse here, and I think where I began to fail was this is just a sample puck. So I grabbed this sample puck, I unwrapped it, and I stuffed it inside of here. And you can see that I've actually used it a couple of times because I think I was wrong about this. So I actually grabbed more soap. I went in there like a day later, could have been a couple of days later, and I did. I took my time. I uh, I I took my time just paying attention to the soap, and it turned out that yeah, I was wrong. This stuff actually smells pretty good. It's not the greatest when you first smell it, but once you start lathering it up and you start using it, it actually smells really, really good. And the performance, I mean, it's from Sterling Soap Company. The performance is phenomenal. Yeah, I wasn't even paying attention to the performance, I don't think. I was just so excited about my vintage Gillette razor that I got back. Yeah, I was so excited. I mean, you guys see me. I was doing cartwheels in the middle of the street. I thought it was 1948 and pre-shave had been invented again. Um, yeah, this doesn't smell bad. It actually smells very well. It smells very well. I don't know what I was thinking last time. And the misinformation I gave you was I said that it was homage to Irish Spring, and I don't even know where I got that. I don't know if I came across it somewhere at some point in time because, like I said, I didn't do my proper research. I just grabbed it, ran in the restroom, and I started doing a shave. And a new here's a new bar of Irish Spring here. We've got Irish Spring here. That doesn't smell. They don't smell similar at all. Well, maybe a tiny bit, I would say. Actually, Irish Moose smells a lot better. But yeah, so I went to the website and I want to apologize to Sterling Soap Company. Not that they even know who I am, but still, if I'm wrong, I'm going to admit that I'm wrong. And yeah, I was wrong. It's not an homage to Irish Spring. Irish Mousse is actually an homage to, or took its inspiration to a shave soap that was discontinued called Irish. What's it called? Irish Moss. Irish Moss is what it was, and that was obviously before I started traditional wet shaving. I don't know what that smelled like. But you know what's funny is I did find some stuff online saying that yeah, Irish Mousse is an homage to Irish Spring soap, and I mean there's some notes there where you can say, oh, okay, I could see where it's kind of similar, but it's totally different. And I don't know what the original Irish moss, or not Irish, but Irish moss smelled like. so I can't really compare it, but it's definitely not Irish Spring, that's for sure. There's probably some underlying scents there that resemble, but yeah, this is different. So anyway, like I said, I did a different. I did another shave with the Irish Moose, and it smelled really well. It smelled really good, and then the combination of the soap and the aftershave, really, really good, really spot on, man. And I said, this is so good. I really need to slow down, pay attention to what I'm doing, pay attention to what I'm saying because I'm reviewing these products, right? And it's not like I got thousands and thousands of viewers, but still, I don't want to give you misinformation. I don't want to say something wrong. And if I do, I will figure it out. Excuse me. And I will come back and I will let you know, hey, I was wrong. This is what it's about. This is what it is. So, yeah, I just wanted to clarify that. But anyway, let's get to today's shave. Today's shave, I'm going to use this Club Guy by Phoenix Shaving. This is a throwback to Clubman Panade, to their aftershave scent, their original. Yeah, that smells really good. And yeah, it's an homage or it's a throwback to the vintage Clubman. And does it smell identical because they're going to do their own things to it, right? They're just going to take their inspiration from the old vintage stuff. But yeah, this stuff smells good. I've never used it before. You can see I gouged out a tiny little scoop there of this stuff, and I put it in my lather bowl. And I put it. I put it in my lather bowl, but I didn't get no water in my. I didn't get no water in my cup, so I could soak my lather brush. So I will be right back. Okay, so now that I do have water in my water cup, I'm going to be using this water cup here. I don't even know where I was at. I'm like, really? I thought I was all prepared, acting like it was the last video again. So anyway, I'm gonna be using the pre-shave oil from Leaf Shave. I'm going to be using the Phoenix Clubman. I'm going to be using the Clubman shave soap, the Clubman aftershave. I'm going to be using, what is this guy? This is El Peregrino, or just Peregrino. This guy here from Phoenix Shaving. So it's sort of like a throwback vintage shave. I'm also going to be using my 1953 vintage Gillette Tech TTO, which stands for Twist to Open. So I will show you guys everything that I'm going to be using, and then I am going to do pre-shave, whip up a lather, and then we'll get going. Okay, guys, that's what I'm going to be using. Actually, I didn't mention I'm going to be using a feather blade. So this will be my third shave on this feather blade. So I'm going to get pre-shave on my face, get a lather going, and then I'll be right back for the shave. Okay, guys, I'm back. I got a mean lather whipped up. I'm going to use my 1953, excuse me, vintage Gillette Tech TTO. I'm going to load my feather blade up in that guy. Look at my reveal. I'll back it off, tighten it up again. Look at my reveal. Make sure my blade reveal is good. I need to figure out how to get you guys closer. It feels like you guys are so far away here in the shave studio. I like shooting the videos in the restroom because I'm all up in your personal space. It's fantastic. But here is the shave soap. Look at that. That is just phenomenal. It's just, with this shave brush by PAA and their shave soap, this is just good stuff. And I used a 1/4 teaspoon of soap and 18 milliliters of water. And I got that recipe from Uncle Al. I got pre-shave on my face already. I'm going to go ahead and lather up. So Uncle Laurie up in Australia, his channel is Uncle Al Shaves. You guys go check him out. He's awesome. He whips up some of the best lathers you will ever see. It shows you just how he's doing it. You can come home and do it yourself. A lot of experience there on his part. So if you don't get them like he gets them, you're going to get darn close, because he shows you exactly what he's doing. This brush is nice. This brush feels good. That is a great lather right there. That's a great lather. I'm going to go ahead and get started. So I've got 4 days of growth, so I'm very scruffy. I need a shave, so I am going to do 3 passes and then a touch-up. I'm going to do with the grain, against the grain, and then, or across the grain and against the grain. I've never used this vintage Tech TTO either, so it would be my first time. So let's go ahead and get started. So guys, I wanted to apologize to you guys also about my last video. Giving you guys information that wasn't very accurate. Oh yeah, I got a lot of hair in there. I definitely needed to shave. Yeah, you know, I'm not always gonna have positive reviews on products, because not everybody likes everything, right? You see some of those videos where people are reviewing shave products and nobody has anything negative to say about any of them. And I don't know, maybe they're all fantastic, maybe they're all great, but you're going to run across something you don't like. And it's okay to say you don't like it. Even if the majority says no, you're wrong. You could say, well, maybe I am, but it's not for me. Don't be afraid to express your true feelings if you're not happy with something. In my case, with the Irish Moose, I was wrong. It wasn't a case where I didn't like it and I was going to stick to my guns that I didn't like it. I just made a mistake and I was wrong. It's really good stuff. In fact, I actually ordered me a puck of it. So I'm waiting for that, and said it's out in transit already. It's on its way. I like this razor here. Feels very nice. And to be honest with you, I just picked this razor up. And I picked it up at a vintage flea market, and I'll tell you where it was. It was way over there where I got it. We were going to go to the Denver flea market. We were going to run up to the Denver flea market, and I said, you know, there's some really nice flea markets in between Fort Collins, Colorado and Loveland, Colorado. They're almost connected. Those two cities have grown so much that they're almost connected. I said, there's a bunch of little, there's like this outlet strip in between the two cities, and there's a bunch of vintage malls there. Or flea markets, I'm sorry, not vintage malls, but flea markets, and some of them have a lot of vintage stuff. And I said, let's go there, because last time I went to the Denver flea market, it's all the same thing. It just keeps repeating over and over and over. And then you got all your, vendors that just rent spaces, and then they have all bunch of stuff. But you have to really take your time over there, and you can find some treasures. But I hadn't been there a bunch of times, and it's just like a repeat. And I just didn't feel like going over there. And seeing the same stuff over and over again. But I do have to say that you can find some really, really good treasures there. You can find some really good stuff. Find really good deals, especially like on luggage. If you guys are planning on traveling, go to a flea market and look at the luggage at the flea markets. They have some really, really good luggage, big luggage for, a fraction of the price that you're going to pay at. Even at Walmart. Walmart's luggage is more expensive than what you would find at the flea market. In the flea market, well, it's the flea market. They have huge, giant pieces of luggage. They got carry-ons. I actually got myself a military bag, and I built a bug-out bag with it. And I think I paid, honestly, like $18 for that bag. And it is a top-notch, heavy-duty, really nice military bag. Oh, backpack. And you can order more compartments, order more storage for it, and attach more compartments, more storage. You find some really good deals at the flea market. I just didn't feel like going over there again. And the food is okay. To be honest with you, there's a lot of people that show up over there and drink because they got beer vendors all over the place. I think a lot of people go there just to relax on their day off, walk around, look at stuff, and drink beer. Everybody's drinking all the time. I don't drink, so I don't ever drink any of that beer, especially because we're out there in Denver, Colorado. The last thing I want to do is say, okay, I've had my fill of beer and looking around, let's jump in the car and take off. I'm not going to do that. So I'm going against the grain here because I'm too busy yapping and not paying attention. My next pass, I'll go across the grain. So yeah, anyway, we went to those little flea markets in between Loveland, Colorado, and Fort Collins. And that's where I found this vintage 1953 Gillette Tech TTO. It was a little, I don't want to say it was expensive, but I find them cheaper at other places, other flea markets. I think I paid $24 for this guy yesterday. And of course I got to bring it home, and I've got to sanitize it, and I got to polish it. But I didn't test it. I just brought it home, like I said, cleaned it, sanitized it. And I'm actually using it now for the very first time, probably in a long time. It was really, really cruddy. It seemed like it had been sitting there for quite some time. But yeah, it feels like it shaves really well. There's nothing wrong with it. Didn't look like it was bent or damaged. Not bent, broken, or cracked, and everything is securely mounted. It's basically how you're supposed to inspect things. Everything, the doors seemed like they were securely mounted. It didn't seem like there was any damage. So I'm like, yep, this is a good one. I'll give you $24 or whatever it was they were asking for. Usually I get them for a lot cheaper than that. And this one I will send out to Razor Emporium to get revamped. I don't think I'll do the Prospector edition again, where where I had them do the rhodium and the 24 karat gold plating. That was something special that I wanted to do. This one, so back in the day, Gillette, they liked to nickel chrome their their razors. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'll have them revamp this and nickel plate it again. Did I say nickel chrome? I don't even know what I'm saying. And the reason I could tell this is a 1953 is because it has the patent numbers on it, Y4. So that's telling me that it was 1953 in the fourth quarter of the year, later on in the year. Uh, yeah, this guy shaves really good. And I think the soap real slick. The CK6 formula. Yeah, the CK6 formula. Yeah, really good stuff. Really slick. So I'm going to lather up one more time, and then I'll go across the grain. And then we'll do a rinse and find out where we're at. Look at all that soap that's left in there. That's way too much soap. Maybe I'm going to have to start doing like maybe a half a teaspoon. Maybe drop it down to like 15 milliliters of water. I don't need all this soap. But if you can save money by using less soap and still getting the same results, why not, right? Okay, now I'll go across the grain. Yeah, this is a good razor. I like it. Yeah, this is a good razor because usually I get a lot of audible noise in this area, and this area, which are my trouble spots, and it seems like it's cleaning it up real nice. Pretty good. For some reason, it feels like the angle is a little bit more severe on this guy. It almost feels like you're riding the cat to get that angle for shaving. So, still felt really good though. I'm going to shave real quick and we'll find out how it did. I'll be right back. Okay, you guys, that was a phenomenal shave. These vintage razors, they are so good, man. Like, I don't even know why you feel like you need to improve on them. Maybe I got a little tiny bit right there in my trouble area. But that's it. It's gone now. Yeah. I mean, I don't even have to do a touch-up. This is amazing. These vintage razors are just so amazing. I'm going to hit my face with Allen Block. Yeah. Really good razors. I got nothing there, huh? A little bit there. Nothing right there or here. I'll tell you what, guys, I don't even, you don't need a modern razor for your daily. Get a vintage razor for your daily. You will be blown away. Huh. Just phenomenal. That's great. Look at all this soap I have left still. I'm gonna have to adjust this. I think I'm gonna do some bowl lathering, more bowl lathering. Look at that. That's amazing. That's just such good stuff. That's amazing. I don't need, this is a 1/4 teaspoon and I think it was, yeah, 18 milliliter of water. Maybe I'll do half a teaspoon and drop down to like 15, 12 milliliter of water for my next shave and see how that goes. I think that'll probably, and then I'll just get it to where I can just using just the minimal amount of soap that I need for my shave instead of, you know, having all this left over. I'm gonna wash this alum off my face, rinse it off my face. And I'll dry up. Remember guys, pat, don't wipe or rub. This club guy, I'm sorry. Did I call it Clubman earlier too? It's like all over the place. This club guy, it smells really good. And it's very, very slick. It's top-notch, top quality stuff. So, club guy, aftershave. So, do I need to pump this? I guess I do. Oh, yep. So I guess if you guys have one of these, there's a little cap on there. There's a cap under the cap. Well, that doesn't come out very much. So if you knocked it over, you don't have to worry about spilling it. Whoa, that is BBS, guys. Whoa. That is phenomenal. That was such a good shave. This stuff smells good too. This stuff smells real good. Yeah, that's nice. That's real nice. I like this stuff. Anyway, that's about it for the shave, guys. I'm going to clean up here. I'm going to get all sorted out and get everything put away. Thank you guys so much for clicking on my video and sharing this shave with me today. I really appreciate it. If you guys like what you see, please like and subscribe. It really helps me out. I really do appreciate it. Anyway, thanks again, guys. You guys take care. God bless.